So I interviewed Ellen Howards, a professor at Emerson of magazine writing, for my interview. She has worked her entire career. She has worked for multiple magazine publications, and only has been working at Emerson for about 5 years now. She actually studied English and literature in school, but then got her graduate degree at Emerson in the WLP department, and now she's working in the WLP department. She started her career in magazine writing like right outside of graduate school. She was the first time she was published as a magazine writer. She worked for the Boston Book Review, which no longer exists, she said, but was like a really good start to her career. She said she didn't get paid much. At first, she didn't get paid at all. It was like volunteer work, but it was a really, really, really rewarding experience. And I think that that's going to be really beneficial for our project. She just talked a lot about how you might not get paid in the beginning, you might not get paid at all. You might be doing a lot of freelance writing as a magazine writer for a lot of different publications. It's really hard to get hired as an actual staff member of like an important publication, but it's important that even if you're not getting paid, to write as if you are getting paid a lot, because in the beginning it's a slow start, but if you keep writing and you keep going, you will get paid and you will start writing for bigger and better publications, and you might get hired later. She basically just her entire career did a lot of freelance writing, did a lot of general assignment reporting. It was a lot of just they tell you what they want you to do, and then you go and do it. And as a magazine writer, that's really important. You have to be very, very open to writing whatever they tell you to write. I think a lot of people go into this career field thinking that they're going to be able to write whatever they want to write. And Ellen made it very clear that that's not how it's gonna that's not how it's going to work in the beginning. You're going to have to be able to write whatever you're told to write. You're also going to have to be able to do more than just write. She said a really big, important skill in being a magazine writer is being very versatile, being able to work with Photoshop and InDesign, and being able to do magazine layout and design along with writing. The more you are able to be able to work in all these different parts and know the production, know the magazine itself, know the history, know how the publication works, the more you know about that, the more valuable you are to the magazine, and the more valuable you are when it comes to needing to hire new people, or if a position opens up, you're there and you're ready to go and you're ready to work. And that is really, really helpful. If you go into something with a closed mindset, she said, you're not going to be successful at anything. You have to have an open mind, and you have to be willing to learn more than just writing. You have to be willing to learn design, to learn production, to learn copy editing, to learn the stuff that maybe isn't as exciting at first, but will get you to where you want to be if you keep going, if you keep writing, and you do what you have to do. She basically just said, if you love to do something, you have to do whatever it takes to do it. And with writing, it's really hard to, get paid as a writer today, to get a job in a print publication. People keep saying that print publications are dying. Ellen kind of looks at it differently. She sees the future of magazines not dying. She thinks print magazines are great. She loves the feel of magazines. She thinks that reading a physical magazine is completely different from reading online publications, and that magazines aren't going to die. There's still so much to them, and that the design of them, and that the actual layout of magazines, and being able to actually flip through something and to be able to have it visually appealing, is something that's such a big part of why they are so successful. Another reason she said magazines are a lot more successful than like printed newspapers is because newspapers give everything for free online. Magazines don't really do that. A lot of magazines just kind of, they'll give like a little bit of like a teaser, but then in order to actually read the magazine, you have to buy the magazine. And that's why magazines are still making money. And we will still be able to find careers in magazine writing in the future. Magazine writing, it's very general. It's very all over the place. You have science magazine writing, you have art magazine writing, you have fashion magazine writing. There's so many different fields that you can go into, but she believes that the importance of being a magazine writer is just being open-minded and being able to write whatever is thrown at you, and to be able to communicate with people, to have connections. She said start with internships in college. Just keep doing internships. The more people you meet, the better. Don't ever fall out of contact with anyone because you might need that person later. Even if you think, well, that's not what I want to do or that's not who I want to be working for, they can still help you, they can still connect you. And any experience working for any publication is always beneficial. And she just had a lot of really good points about how taking any opportunity is a good opportunity. Magazine writing is not dying. It's something you can still be successful in if you just keep an open mind and you just keep writing and do whatever it takes to get print, your stuff printed. And then that first time she said that you see your name in print, something that you wrote, it's a very rewarding experience. And magazine writing is something that's very creatively and intellectually rewarding. And that's why it's such a great job. It never gets boring. You're always writing something different. So she said it is something worth pursuing, and it is something to definitely, it definitely is, something it's worth all of the struggle, all of the education, all of the trying, all of the working and not getting paid. All of that is worth it in the end when you can finally start writing what you want to write and you get to see your name in print. And I think that her interview was really awesome, and it'll really help our project. It'll really help us to relay to other people like how magazine writing is a type of writing that a lot of people, think it's really hard to get into now, and it is, but it's still possible. And she really kind of gave me like, these are the skills that you need to be able to do that. And it was a great interview, and I think it'll be super, super helpful for our project.